Here's some advice that I wish I had gotten about 20 years ago, and it's about how to figure out if you have a good boss and how to then go find a good boss if you realize you don't have one. Why do you need a good boss? It's because you're going to be able to show up the best you at work. You're going to feel motivated. You're going to feel inspired. You're going to learn. You're going to grow. And all of this is key to getting better in whatever career or field you chose. But particularly, you probably found my content because you're working in machine learning or you're working in deep technology subjects. And I think especially if you have to keep learning, then finding a good boss is a necessary and difficult challenge. So today I'm going to share with you how to identify if you have a good boss. And this is based off of two of the best bosses that I've ever had in my life. And that's Gorcenski and Joshua Hatch. And what did these two bosses teach me about finding a good boss? Well, first and foremost, they made me show up as my best me at work. And this is because they had this unique way, both of them in very different ways. It had this special way of making me believe in myself. Everybody has this inner critic voice, or most of us do, if you're not a psychopath. You have an inner critic voice that tells you what you did wrong. And that is maybe pushing you either to give up or to do better, but in a really critical way. And then some of us have already installed, or we need to grow, a voice that is loving and supportive and caring and cheerleads us on. And I think one thing that I know that both Emily and Joshua did for me is they made me believe that that other voice, that positive voice, was more important to listen to. And I think it's because they reinforced this in really healthy and positive ways. The number two thing, so that's the first one. The number two thing is they allowed me to learn and they allowed me to fail. And this is a hard one. So you're starting to believe in yourself. You know, you got the good energy from the first one. And what you'll notice, maybe either consciously or subconsciously, is you're then getting to the edge of what you know, or you're kind of like pushing yourself towards stuff that's unexplored territory. And what great bosses will do, like the two of them, is they will let you go beyond your capabilities. And this is essential. There will be some people that disagree with this, and feel free, you can hate in the comments, but it's true. If you don't fail, you're not going to learn. That's just the end of it. Is there's something psychologically about pushing yourself and failing and learning those limits of what you know, of what you need to learn, of what you need to do, of course, in a safe manner, right? But being able to do that, to believe in yourself so much that you are learning and failing and pushing, is something that only the most amazing bosses will do. And there's plenty of bosses that will stop you at this step. And that's what makes them less good than the other bosses. And the third thing is, because you're going to fail, because you're learning, great bosses will support and shield you. And this is, I think, the hardest thing, because I have never seen an organization that fully embraces psychological safety, although really we should, because then we could all show up as our best selves and we could all learn. But I've never seen an organization where 100% is psychologically safe. If you have seen one, I would love to hear where and how. But there are pockets of psychological safety, and great bosses create pockets of psychological safety for their team and make their team feel safe and make their team feel shielded. And this is an incredibly hard role, and I don't envy it. And this is why I don't want that role either. I want to work for somebody that has that role, because the best bosses and leaders create this ability to shield you from organizational politics, from whatever power battles, struggles are happening, so that you can learn and grow and fail and do better. And this will promote excellence in the team, but it is a hot seat. It is very hard to do that for a long period of time. But I appreciate you, Emily. I appreciate you, Josh, for allowing me to have some of the most career defining moments for me, both from my failures and from the amazing things that I learned and the excellence that I saw I could do and that I could push others to do and that I could feel a team working together doing, because you're such fabulous bosses. So thank you. And please look out for these things. I'd love to hear what are other qualities you think that great bosses have to have. And if you're a boss yourself, have you provided these things to your teams? Excited to hear more in the comments.